Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We got a new trailer for upcoming DLC, or I think the DLC's out now, and we got a bunch of patches that fix and address a lot of the performance issues across every version of the game, including the Switch 2 version. We'll go over those patch notes here in a second, but let's watch this new trailer for the Abyss DLC, which actually looks really cool, and the music's awesome, by the way. Hopefully I don't get, well, I'm not monetized anyway, so it shouldn't matter, but this is really cool. I love the new areas. I love the new weapons you'll see here in a second. We'll do a quick breakdown afterwards because it's only like a minute long. And then we'll go over to the patch notes and we'll go over those too. Like some of these bosses look sick. I still gotta go beat this game. Pokemon came out, Digimon came out, Borderlands came out. So I was waiting for a performance patch to fix the game before I finished it because I didn't want to beat the game and then, you know, pretty much when I beat a game, I'm pretty much done with it. So I'm pretty close to the end, though. And now with all these performance patches and the DLC, perfect time to come back to it. Oh, look at that armor. That looks awesome. And we'll definitely do a quick breakdown, looking at everything. That looked like something else. I thought that was something else. Sweet, a new whip weapon. This looks like a Mega Buster. That's cool. God, I love this. The stylish of this game. It's so cool. All right, available now. Sweet. Okay, so the expansion pack is out now, and this just goes over the digital deluxe edition. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning real quick, and we'll go down and break through everything. Just real fast. New enemies. That looks like a hole in that giant abyss tower thing they showed. I'm guessing. Yeah, right here. Unless that's some sort of like mission or going into the giant abyss. I wonder how deep this hole is. That might be a fun mission actually. Big huge train boss. Wasn't that in Armored Core? I know these guys used to make Armored Core, or at least some of the developers. That's cool. Big train boss. That might be a nightmare to beat. That'd be fun to beat with your friends though. Big awesome sandworm looking thingy, robot thing. Another giant robot. Oh, cool. Oh, sorry, man. I'm still getting over this stupid cold. Oh, cool new bosses. There's this one cube boss that just has me. That's so cool looking. That's awesome. I might have to buy this again on the PlayStation just so I can play with my friends. Although it has crossplay. Sweet. Oh, that looks so cool. Oh man, I bet you this thing will one-shot you if you don't have the right armor on. And then they show a bunch of cool new armor. New equipment. Let's look at this real fast because it goes so quick. Boom. That looks awesome. I wish they would show it like with a bunch of colors so you can actually see the details. That looks like a stormtrooper with a cyclops eye. That's pretty cool looking. Okay, and then it goes into the really cool stuff right here. This is awesome. The helmet's not that great, but the rest of this looks so cool. Neon lights. At least they're using bright colors so you can actually see it. That looks really sweet. And this thing looks really cool. Just like, again, though, I wish this one used bright colors so you could actually see all the cool little details and everything. That's awesome. And this one, oh, that looks like, what is that show? Guyver. The guy had the Guyver suit. Not MacGyver, but it's called Guyver. And he has like this awesome like alien suit. It gives him special abilities and stuff. They made a movie about it, I think back in the 80s. And I think Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, was in it, but he wasn't the main character. I think he dies in it, spoiler. Now the reason why I was laughing, because at first glance, this looks like a giant dildo, so I was like, what the hell is that? No, I don't know what it is. I think it's a sword or something. Blade inspired by certain immortal. The blade flexes, granting it a wider range to strike enemies. Is that the whip? It says blade, but it shows a cool whip earlier in the game, or in the trailer. That's pretty cool, like railguns. Abomination laser cannon inspired by a certain immortal, switches between focused and diffused modes. Nice. And then that's like the Mega Buster looking thing. The way he shot it, kind of looked like he was charging up a Mega Buster shot. And here's that whip. It looks like a big wang. Sorry, it's what it looks like at first glance. Then we got the Mega Buster thing he shot. Then we got a bunch of screenshots here. Man, this looks really cool. I'm going to have to go play this today. Take a break on Pokemon and go back to this. Available now. Alright, so let's go over to the patch notes, and then we'll end the video. Alright, so this comes via Forbes, which is an odd place to find the patch notes. It's just the first one that showed up when I typed it in. It says, in the latest patch for the genuinely excellent Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion, a large number of issues have finally been addressed. It's been a while since we had a patch for Titanic Scion, but the latest one that dropped the other day is a certainly comprehensive one. Here are the patch notes. Alright, update, and this happened yesterday as of the making of this video. I didn't even notice because I was too busy working. It says Daemon X Machina patch notes. Patch 1.2 fixed an issue with the Nintendo Switch 2 version where frequent errors stopped the game while online. Fixed an issue where the game sometimes could not be booted when the online setting was on upon carrying over save data from the demo version. Fixed an issue where personal progress would sometimes be corrupted after multiplayer. Ooh. Glad I didn't play a multiplayer. That would have annoyed me. Fixed an issue where the rematch simulator would sometimes become unusable after an abnormality occurred. God, I can't talk. Fixed an issue with the rematch simulator where progress would sometimes be corrupted after playing the story mission Assault the Axiom Towers versus Gaze in multiplayer. Holy crap, how did they release this game if all these issues are in here? Fixed an issue with the rematch simulator where sometimes after the battle event, Battle Zeruchuror, the number of pages of reward screen changes. Okay, fixed an issue where sometimes patterns and decals that should be obtainable as a reward for your mercenary rank cannot be obtained. Fixed an issue where sometimes the log cannot be obtained after completing the mission subject messed up factory. Fixed an issue where sometimes during the mission investigate the facility's depths, the battery ran out and the gate could not be opened. Ooh, that, oh crap. Fixed an issue where the game would sometimes stop upon reloading a shotgun. I haven't run into that. Fixed an issue where while playing Escort Raven to the base in multiplayer, a retry sometimes leads to the screen fading to black and never returning. Ooh, a lot of game-breaking bugs. Fixed an issue where when trying to join a party in multiplayer, the user sometimes gets the message cannot join because the party's privacy settings have changed and cannot join. Weapons that were only available through shops can now be obtained in the field after a certain point. Fixed an issue where the number of foes grabbed was not counted when armed with certain weapons. Fixed an issue where sometimes Ambrosia became undefeatable. Fixed an issue where the mission subject immortalization testing facility is completed on a certain route. The music data assault impact cannot be obtained. Fixed some of the music data contents that were swapped. Fixed an issue where development data comparison with inventory is disabled when equipped with a gun Vambrace. Okay. Fixed an issue where only the visual effect while stunned by Gaze's blood blind disappears when some grand entrance effects occur. Fixed an issue in a rematch mission where Dreadnought RTB would stay underground and never come out. Fixed an issue in a rematch mission where Dreadnought RTB would jump on the player at high speed. Oh, geez. Fixed an issue in the Sovereign Axiom Special Facility where sometimes Lapis Lacrima would go underground during a battle and never come out. Wow, there's so many bugs. Fixed an issue where some mutations show when changing armor display in the hangar, even with mutations turned off. Fixed an issue where the player's legs disappear when changing armor display in the hangar with mutations turned off. That's hilarious. Fixed an issue where NPCs could not be rebooted as part of the effect of Grand Entrance Encore. Fixed an issue where reboots occurred as an unintended effect of a Grand Entrance. Fixed multiple other bugs. Wow. I had no idea the game had that many issues. I'm glad I took a break and played Pokemon and Digimon. Anyway, apart from all the online issues with the Switch 2 version, there are a lot of problems that have finally been dealt with. This is also good because the new DLC pack, Into the Abyss, is also here. Shown below. We watched the trailer already, along with the other new content. The main good news, though, is that the Switch 2, the game, runs a lot better in general. Not that it was bad to begin with, as I praised the game in his review, but it just feels a lot smoother now. I'll have to go try it out and and test it for myself. There are still some streaming hiccups when you boost into a new area, but they're much less severe. Yeah, that was really bad. When you were like flying around and you would boost into certain spots, the game would hiccup and sometimes crawl to a halt with the frame rate. It's like, oh, that was bad. I wonder if they fixed it when there's a ton of enemies on the screen, the frame rate would just go to nothing. It says, I'm also hoping that more optimization work will continue with the Switch 2 release, as the game has more DLC planned. Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion is available on Switch, PlayStation. Anyway, so that's great news. They fixed a lot of problems with the Switch 2 version in particular. So I'll have to go try it out, and I will make another video tomorrow of my findings. I just wanted to get this patch video out and reaction to the DLC that literally just came out today. I didn't even know it was going to come out that quick. And then we'll make another video tomorrow talking about all that stuff. So stick around on the channel. Thanks for watching. What do you make of this? Are you going to go back and play the game if you bought it day one? Or are you going to go buy it now? Because it sounds like a lot of the issues that the Switch 2 version had are now fixed. It doesn't say anything about frame rate or performance or anything like that, but I think by default, fixing a lot of stuff might fix that. More on that in the next video. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay frosty.